on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about the new Ruben Fleischer video game adaptation film, Uncharted. Uncharted tells the story of street-smart Nathan Drake, who was recruited by Sully Sullivan for what starts off as a heist job for the duo, then becomes a globe-trotting white-knuckle race to reach the $5 billion treasure prize before the ruthless Santiago Moncada gets to it. The film stars Tom Holland, Mark Wahlberg, Antonio Banderas, Sophie Ali, and Tati Gabrielle. And now this film has been in development hell for just about almost 7 years. This film was originally supposed to come out in 2016, then it got delayed to 2017, then it got delayed to 2020, then delayed to 2021, and then delayed to 2022. The film also went through a handful of directors, ranging from Seth Gordon, Sean Levy, Travis Knight, Dan Trachtenberg, Neil Berger, and David O. Russell. Now is brought to us, finally, by Ruben Fleischer. Now, I am a big fan of Ruben Fleischer. I love Zombieland. I enjoyed Zombieland 2, and for the most part, I enjoyed Venom, and I really enjoyed the trailers for this film. I'm not a huge gamer. The only games that I've actually played on my free time is Call of Duty Nazi Zombies, which I am not great at, but it is an immersive game for me. So with that being said, I'm just going into this film as a film fan. Even if there's a source material that has been adapted to the screen, I try not to compare those two together because they are both separate things. One is a visual media and the other one is either you can take the words on a printed page or you can see most of the things that's on screen when you play them. So I'm going into this film as a movie fan, and for the most part I had a fun time to a certain degree. Uncharted is basically just Indiana Jones meets National Treasure, which I for the most part love the first National Treasure film. I thought that film was my Indiana Jones, and so I really like that aspect of this film. However, where this film falls flat is basically in just almost every other sense. The film has a really tough time of getting you attached to these characters. The only character that you get attached to is Nathan Drake because you understand where he's coming from and why he wants to go on this adventure. But everybody that you meet in this film is just a backstabbing dickhead that really is hard to get behind, and it's hard to get behind a central character when you don't like that character for what their personality is. Mark Wahlberg is Mark Wahlberg, and like I said, I've never played the video game, so I'm not sure what Sully is supposed to be in the video games, and I'm not sure what Nathan Drake is supposed to be in the video game. But you do get a lot of Mark Wahlberg's isms in this film, and that might be a distractor for a lot of people. I found it a little bit distracting at times. It didn't feel like he gave us a really great sense of who Sully is supposed to be. I thought Tom Holland, for the most part, did a really good job of portraying Nathan Drake and giving us those physical qualities that he is able to bring on screen, because when you see him in the Spider-Man films, you don't know what is Tom Holland and you don't know what is his stunt double. But in this film, you can actually tell what the physicality of his character is and the physicality that Tom Holland brings, and for the most part he brings a lot of it, and it is really entertaining when it's on screen. Some of the humor is pretty forced, but some of it comes really naturally, which I really enjoyed. I thought the first part of the first two acts of the film is a really messy and convoluted plot. It's really nonsensical and it's really out there. There's not really one character besides Nathan Drake that you actually want to get a part of. You kind of feel like you just want to follow Nathan Drake on this solo adventure because everybody that you meet, especially Sophie Ali's character, there really isn't anything to be held with this film. I thought Antonio Banderas was a forgettable villain, so there's really nothing that really captured me with this film. I wanted to see more of an adventure film than what this film turned out to be, because that last final fight is really entertaining, and it was really great seeing it on an IMAX screen. And it's just when you end strong but start off really weak, that is a huge issue for your film. And I can only recommend this film because I thought the cinematography looked great, and it looks great on the big screen. So if you're really interested about checking this film out in theaters, you definitely should, because I think this is a fun enough time at the movies. It's not a film that I'm probably going to rewatch multiple times, but overall I really enjoyed this film for what the film was and what it was trying to convey. It really has it doesn't have that kind of sense of stakes, and it doesn't have that sense of wonderment that you want to go into when you see an adventure film. But I thought for the most part, and everything that this film has been going through, I thought it was a decent enough film that we're probably not going to get a second film unless it does really well on streaming. But overall, I'm going to go ahead and give Uncharted a 6 out of 10. I thought the first 2 acts of the film is really clunkered. Some of the characters were really unlikable and hard to get attached to. But for the most part, as an adventure film, it's decent enough. The final fight is worth an admission just for that final fight. I thought it was a lot of fun, and it's a great time if you see it in theaters. You're not going to hate yourself. I don't think it's the worst film of the year, but I definitely wanted to see a little bit more out of this film. But overall, what did you guys think about Uncharted? What's your favorite Uncharted video game? Go ahead and let me know down in the comments what you think. And if you like this review, go ahead and click that like and subscribe button. I'm going to be having a couple more reviews coming out. I'm going to be having my review for The Cursed, Dog, and Texas Chainsaw coming out soon. So click that bell button so you don't miss out on more reviews. And until next time, this is Josie Reviews.